The following video provides an objective forensic breakdown of a critical officer-involved shooting involving the Milwaukee Police Department, which occurred on October 9, 2025, on West Mill Road. Hot Zone Bodycam is committed to being a leader in law enforcement accountability and transparency. On Thursday, October 9, 2025, at approximately 8:25 a.m., an off-duty Milwaukee Police Department officer attached to the 3rd District was commuting to work in his personal vehicle, operating in plain clothes. As he traveled eastbound along West Mill Road, his vehicle approached an active construction zone near North 47th Street that forced traffic to bottleneck and merge into a single lane. At this point, a secondary vehicle, driven by 26-year-old Elijah Wilkes, attempted a high-speed lane merge without utilizing a turn signal or establishing right-of-way clearance. Neither driver yielded the position, culminating in a low-speed sideswipe collision. Before looking at the physical confrontation that followed, look at the timeline watermark on the lower left corner of the upcoming DASHCAM track. The video reads 11:12 a.m., creating a distinct 3-hour discrepancy from the actual 8:25 a.m. dispatch log. This points to a standard hardware internal clock desynchronization or unadjusted time zone offset on the personal camera unit, a critical detail often misconstrued as an audio-visual fabrication on social platforms. Here is the raw, unedited approach and the moment of physical impact.
Fuck are you doing?
Following the impact, both operators executed a standard post-accident protocol, pulling over yards ahead to assess the minor bumper damage. Elijah Wilkes immediately exits the driver's side of his vehicle wearing a dark olive hoodie. Pay close attention to his physical posturing as he walks toward the rear car. His right hand is deeply concealed within his jacket pocket, a classic indicator of weapon retention or immediate intent to draw. The off-duty officer exits his own vehicle simultaneously, his door chime audible on the microphone. The two men converge at the front fender where an immediate verbal dispute begins with Wilkes aggressively stating, "I'm in the fucking lane." The situation escalates from a civil traffic dispute to an armed ambush in under 4 seconds. Watch the raw encounter frame by frame as the suspect advances. Stop the tape right here. This is the precise flashpoint of the critical incident. Without warning, Elijah Wilkes completely bypasses verbal escalation, draws a semi-automatic handgun from his pocket, and executes a violent pistol whip strike directly across the off-duty officer's face and head. This devastating blunt force blow causes immediate facial lacerations and disorientation. However, the officer, a 40-year-old veteran with over 21 years of active duty service, retains his survival mindset. Despite suffering physical trauma, he instinctively draws his department-issued sidearm from concealment. As Wilkes clears his weapon to fire, a rapid, mutual exchange of gunfire erupts within a point-blank 3-foot operational window. Notice how the severe morning sun glare blinding the lens impacts both shooters' sight lines. Here is the unedited first volley. Here is a replay in case you missed it. Let's roll the intense footage back. Notice the speed of that officer as he fires continuous shots towards the suspect. Directly after the first volley, the suspect stumbles and moves out of the dash cam's primary field of view toward the front right wheel well. The wounded officer immediately utilizes tactical pacing, falling back toward the rear of his vehicle to establish a defensive ballistic block. The suspect attempts to re-engage, stepping back into the frame. The officer fires a secondary, highly disciplined string of 5 suppression shots, neutralizing the threat and forcing the suspect to drop his weapon. Let's roll the intense footage back. Notice the speed of that officer as he fires continuous shots towards the suspect. This sequence demonstrates the profound effect of stress firing. Even a highly trained 21-year veteran must rapidly adapt when managing severe facial bleeding and direct sunlight distortion. Here is the secondary tactical engagement.
Stay down on the ground. Don't move. Milwaukee Police. Stay on the ground.
With the suspect officially down and the threat neutralized, the officer transitions immediately into scene domination and containment protocols. Despite his physical injuries, his vocal commands remain clear, loud, and authoritative to ensure compliance from any secondary unseen threats. He repeatedly screams, "Get on the ground, don't move, face in the ground," before formally identifying himself as a law enforcement officer to the gathering witnesses. His verbal identification is standard operating procedure to prevent a blue-on-blue crossfire situation when responding uniform units arrive on scene. Watch the final seconds of the captured DASHCAM log.
Stay down on the ground. Don't move. Milwaukee Police. Stay on the ground.
Immediately following the cessation of gunfire, emergency 911 calls from local construction workers and neighborhood residents flooded the Milwaukee Communications Center. Uniformed MPD units and Milwaukee Fire Department paramedics arrived on scene within minutes. The 26-year-old subject, later identified by the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner as Elijah Wilkes, was officially pronounced deceased at the scene due to multiple catastrophic gunshot wounds. The injured off-duty officer was rapidly stabilized on scene and conveyed by ambulance to a local hospital for emergency treatment of the significant injuries sustained during the initial pistol whip assault. The injured off-duty officer was rapidly stabilized on scene and conveyed by ambulance to a local hospital for emergency treatment of the significant injuries sustained during the initial pistol whip assault. To ensure a completely independent and unbiased review of the use of force, the Milwaukee Area Investigative Team was immediately activated, with the West Allis Police Department designated as the leading investigative agency. While critical incident footage is typically held for a 15-day evaluation window under Standard Operating Procedure 575, Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman authorized an early, accelerated public release of this personal DASHCAM file on October 13th. This decision was made directly to counter widespread rumors and dangerous misinformation spreading across regional social media feeds. Upon conducting a formal review of this raw footage alongside their independent legal counsel, the family of Elijah Wilkes and their attorney publicly stated that the off-duty officer's actions were entirely justified as an act of clear self-defense. This concludes the forensic timeline of the October 9th West Mill Road engagement.
Smash that like button right now. Share this tactical breakdown. Subscribe to the Hot Zone.